Welcome, Commanders. I'm really proud and happy to finally present to you today the version 1.0 of Survivor Mercs, leaving early access today, April 30th, 2026, and hitting the shelves for not only Steam but also PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. I'm really proud what we achieved and what we built, and I'm really grateful for all of you out there who were supporting us throughout this early access period on Steam, who provided feedback, reported bugs, helped us make a better game, and really develop the game alongside with your feedback as the community, which was really something that we initially set out to do when we started this project in 2023 already. And yeah, the game has really evolved a lot since then. And as always with every major update, also the v1 launch will bring a lot of new features, some new content, and I will be running you through most of that today in this little stream. Just show you a little bit what the new content is about, what kind of new threats you will face on the battlefield, and also what kind of other additional features we added to the game. And with that being said, I'm really happy to jump right in and show you around a little bit. So first of all, you will recognize most of the game, of course. Still, there was nothing that substantially changed in these last updates. We were primarily focusing on polishing up the game, getting the balancing right, and just making sure that the whole progression through the game feels more comfortable, more fun. And one of the things we added to do that was just making sure that all the missions work nicely. So you will also find things like, for example, the new radar room, which will grant you some sort of a nice permanent bonus to all your base attributes. These base attributes being things like tactics and resilience, technology, all of these stats that are also scaling a lot of other stats in the game. And this radar room is also required to basically expand your operations to more distant locations. And once you build that, you will be able to also upgrade that and access new locations. Mind you, I'm playing in a development build here, so a couple things have been already unlocked, as you can most likely see, because I really want to jump a little bit more into the late game to show you the 5th new map that we added, and like I said, a couple of other things that we just added into the game around that. Let me start off with something different first, because I can show it to you more nicely here in the main menu, or your bunker HQ basically. If I jump into my clone bay and actually select my commander, you can see that I have this little quirky kind of mad scientist guy here. This is just something we created as a test mod, because you can now, coming with version 1.0, also add your own little mods in the form of custom skin packs to the game. So what you can basically do is you can mod your commander, the weapons, basically reskin a lot of things in the game, also reskinning the enemies, some environmental assets, and of course also your mercs. Once you get version 1.0 into your hands, you will actually find this little button down here in the main menu where you can also check mods that you have installed through Steam Workshop, which is of course something that we will support officially. So you will find this little mod template as well, which we will provide to you just to get started with that. And in there you can jump in, basically change a lot of the visuals in the game. And if you notice a couple of weird and quirky things, this is most likely because the mod template includes mods for certain enemies, certain environmental assets. So some things may look a little bit off or a little bit weird, but I will try to point them out as well, and just let you know a little bit what you can change in the game if you like to. Of course, also from this mod menu, you can basically then upload also your own custom skin packs to Steam Workshop, and then go through the regular Steam Workshop process if you're familiar with that. But this is basically just this default demo mod that I've installed for the little presentation today. So let's start right into the game and show you primarily what is new. So on the one hand, we have added a new weapon alongside the already existing ones, which have been a little bit overhauled in the last major update. And a lot of them now just scale a bit more nicely, have a couple more interesting upgrades, and just generally allow you to play a more active role in the battlefield with your commander. This was again a feature request by a lot of folks in the community, and we were quite happy to follow along and just tweak it a little bit to give you even more of an edge in combat, especially since it also ties in nicely with how we scaled some of the enemies and the progression throughout the later game, and especially also the elite operations. So what you will find is a new weapon called the Chem Launcher. It's basically similar to Chemtrail's weapon, if you're familiar with the game. So you can shoot acid puddles that will decay enemy armor, and also have a couple of interesting side effects, like will linger around and also cause damage. So I will just use that also for this run to just show you a little bit. I just cloned a random commander, so I think I will be fine with these traits, although they may not be the ideal ones for the new map, so please keep that in mind. I may actually just die easily. But yeah, let's go into the map rotation. As you can see, we basically starting with this tutorial or introduction map. We'll then basically proceed through the Galaxy Astronautics facilities, the frac soil, building sites, NEXS and Farmine maps, and then you will find the new one. And for now, this is basically the big highlight, which will unlock in the end the Megacorp data center. And there you will also meet the new boss, Kraken, which is a different sort of boss fight again. So you will fight that in a massive arena with a lot of moving parts and some additional interesting things. Just to be fair and also clear up front, I won't really spoil the boss, so I encourage you to, of course, play the game for yourselves, actually get up to it, and then just check it out yourself and see if you can defeat the, for now, final boss in the game. So let's just start into battle, and as you can see, I'm joining with my modded commander. There's also a couple things, like the barrels, for example, have switched texture and color, so there's something that you can also do. Some of the enemies you may actually also see have different sort of skins sometimes, and you can expand that even more. Alright, let's focus a little bit on the game. I'm actually not really sure how I will just proceed, so I will go through with more a little bit of a random approach, just to show you a little bit what you may have not seen in the game before, and we'll try to run through the first 2 or 3 stages while I explain a little bit about the game in general. So once you start into an operation, as most of you may know, you will have to capture your first beacon objective. So this one will be the first Merc that you get into your squad. Of course, I have basically everything unlocked at the moment, so I have a rather big rotation. And for this first run, let's see, Silverback, Chemtrail, Operator, not really the ones I'm looking for, so I will just re-roll my selection and see what I will go with. And I think Spark may actually be an interesting choice for the moment, since I will basically also find a couple swarming enemies and maybe find with some stunning effects as well to evade the speedy drones here. The new map, I haven't used all my bunker room upgrades yet, so I may actually be a little bit too weak, so I'll try to do my best and maybe just upgrade a couple more things to actually get a little bit further in the run, because again, this is the map that was actually meant to be the last big challenge. So you hopefully prepared for that battle. Alright, let's go into one of the regular upgrades. I just got a level up by collecting these like little dog tags lying around. And I think for now I will actually try to just focus a bit on damage for the moment, just for the initial start. And as you can see over here, one of the loot crate objectives already spawned, so I will try to actually make a run for that, using my dash to knock some enemies out of the way. Not really looking into like killing all of them at the moment, just trying to get a little bit of damage in and some XP. Oh, there's also a little like loot goblin running around back there, so yeah, let's try if we can get that first. And oh, now I got the sniper squad already coming in, so I may actually just make a dash for the loot crate and just try to evade and survive for the moment. So far, most of these enemies you may have already seen before. Let me quickly check here. The luck upgrade could be helpful, but I think I will go with technology, as that is also scaling both my weapon and also my Merc here, Spark. So I will try to just get the basic stats up for the moment to survive until we can extract from here. We need to basically survive for another little bit over 1.5 minutes and then extract to just get into the next stage. And ideally I will get a couple of skill points as well to upgrade not only a Spark but potentially also my weapon a little bit if I don't get the upgrades for it already in this level up rotation here. And I can already see I'm losing quite a lot of health. I'm also a little bit slow due to my traits that I've selected. So with my Hefty Commander, I basically suffer from a little bit of like reduced luck and dash cooldown, although I have 2 extra dashes. My tactical ability is helping me actually scale my chem launcher weapon, and tactics is basically a skill that improves a lot of secondary effects in the game. But with my mule I actually have some reduced move speed and some increased base armor, which is helpful, but of course the enemies at that stage also have some higher penetrating weapons, so that little armor bonus is not really that much at the moment. So like I said, I will just try to make a run for it and survive for as long as I can here, and hopefully make it a couple more stages in. Of course, the next big step will be to get other Mercs on the squad and see if I can find also like a good loadout for them. Ideally, I will not only get some bad luck rotations there, and hopefully also with the reduced luck, I will not be able to get the nice rare level ups for the most part, so I may actually want to invest a little bit later into some luck, so my regular upgrades are also just a bit more effective and maybe give me like 2 or 3 level ups in one, right? Alright, yeah, shock damage, of course, that is what basically working primarily now with Spark at the moment. And let's see what kind of objective we have down here. Just trying to evade these little like flamey boys. The little drones are really getting annoying. Finally, my extraction point also spawned, and the reward objective for the stage, since I fulfilled the requirement of surviving long enough. So this is a supply drop. This is really going to be important because mostly you get some health out of that as well. But this is getting tight. There we go. Oh, nice. And I get my chem launcher upgrade as well, which is nice. And I can get an additional jump for a Spark's weapon, so this is also something I will pick. And yeah, I think I will leave that little loot crate here and just make a run for the extraction points. Since I'm also out of dashes, and I will really try to make that work. Hopefully not die here. Nice. All right. Yeah, as you can see, this is already. Although I have a couple of like early and mid-game upgrades, this is already a bit tight. So let's see. We grabbed a couple of skill points from the supply drop. This little dialogue in the section here from Priest was basically just from a mission because, as I said, this is like a development build. I needed to unlock a couple things to actually show you the like late game. So sometimes we may have certain missions still trigger somewhere that is normally not happening there. So this is, if you play the game regularly, just part of the regular missions that help you progress through the game and yeah, give you a little bit more context, also a little bit more help, and will help you unlock more and more mercenaries and equipment items, weapons over time. So this is basically just a part of that mission system where you will get more and more of these dialogues here and there. So with my skill points now between stages, I extracted from the first one, I can basically upgrade the specializations of my mercs. So I can actually check the different like specialization trees, what kind of upgrades we can get from the different effects and skills we can choose. As you can see, we also have exclusive choices for every merc. So every merc can basically be upgraded up to 9 additional levels throughout the run with skill points. They also have regular upgrades that are part of the regular level up rotation, but these are like the really impactful ones, and these are definitely the ones you want to spend your skill points on, which you get mainly from supply drops and from like mini bosses and also higher tier enemies, and sometimes also as part of like other reward objectives. You can also always spend your skill points on upgrading your weapon, but these upgrades will also be part of the regular level up rotation. So as long as you have mercs that still have upgrades, most of the time it would be, at least my recommendation, to spend them on them. So for that, we upgrade Spark with this Electrifying Touch 1, get some more damage, some magazine capacity, which means he's shooting a bit more rapidly, and also a little bit higher crit chance, which is always good. And we have another skill point to spend, so now we can actually choose Spark specialization into one of 2 lanes. These basically the ones down here. So we can basically spec him a little bit into a more like short range attack guy, and get to a special skill where it's actually spawning like a slow zone on critical hit. So that means that every enemy that is around the one that is being killed by his shot with a critical hit will be trapped in sort of like a slow zone. And the other one is like a big lightning ball. It's more like a long range specialization. Deals a little bit less damage, but also has some additional stunning power. So for this, I think I will actually go more with like the short range specialization for the moment. And of course we have this like generic upgrade tree for every merc, which is just generally adding some additional bonuses to not only the merc but sometimes also the squad. As you can see, there's some damage for companions in the squad as well if you upgrade Spark. So that is definitely something you may want to consider when just building up your squad over time. So right now we go with specialization, and we choose the current amplifier, which is the like short range specialization. Just adds a bit more stun, a couple more jumps to things as well. As we see, we have a bit denser horde, less like heavy armored enemies is what we go for. And now you're actually like fully in your operation. And this is how your operation map normally looks like. You have these like stages. You progress through them until you reach the final boss, which is not something we will do today. It's something I will leave up to you, of course, but we'll try to make it to the first mini boss, first elite encounter, which are the attacker X. And You will also find other stages scattered throughout the map. Each one comes with individual challenges and individual rewards. So what you always want to consider is also plan a little bit ahead what sort of path you're taking. Sometimes the map opens up. These are always like randomly generated again with every new operation. So you may want to figure out, okay, what is a good path, so you can potentially, you know, get to the mini bosses, which have some rare loot and some awesome drops, but of course pose a certain challenge. You may also want to get some of the encounter stages in between, because you will get some of the rarer building components that you need for upgrading your bunker. And you will also get, for example, again, some skill points that you can spend on just upgrading specializations for your mercenaries. And last but not least, you have these like onslaught stages, which instead of the time attack stages, which was the first one that we had, where you need to survive a certain time, in the onslaught stage you actually have to kill a certain amount of enemies before the extraction point spawns, and conduit, which is your helicopter pilot, can actually pick you up again to get you to the next battle stage. And now we have the choice. Basically, we just cleared this one, so we can choose between a time attack stage or an onslaught stage. The nice thing about onslaught stages is you get the gear crates as rewards, which allow you to pick a gear item, which are these additional items. So you have your mercenaries, but you also have the slots for your gear items, and these are the items that are basically the helping you model your squad into a very specific build. So these normally have like more extreme trade-offs or some bigger benefits to really scale a certain like damage type, or just enable certain synergies between mercenaries and your overall like dynamic gameplay. So for now, I want to get definitely another Merc, which I have a chance on both of these stages always, but I also want to like spend a little bit more on skill points so I can actually make it to the mini boss and hopefully be able to fight them and beat them. So I will jump into another time attack stage here. And once we land, enemies will already start spawning, and yeah, you can see my health is still a little bit low from the previous fight, so I hope I will be able to make it out and hopefully find one of the little like medic guys sometimes running around who carry like medikits and additional HP. And this is the objective I want to get to. This is another beacon where I can actually find another Merc. So I will just try to make a dash for that first, to capture it immediately and hopefully not die in the meantime. So devastation is helpful to also like scale my launcher damage and get some like special area effect bonuses for some weapons, for example my chem launcher. But I may actually also want to just make my dash cooldown a little bit better, because I have this like negative modifier from one of my traits here. Let's just weave through the enemies. Oh, here's one of the medic guys. Let's see if I can get that guy as well. I want to get the med kit. Alright, and there we have a selection of 3 new Mercs, and yeah, I think we want to have something that is helpful to also manage the crowd a little bit. So Chemtrail is basically offering a similar effect like my launcher weapon, my chem launcher. So of course I could pick her and just try to scale that sort of like damage type and just make me and her much more effective. Desta has an interesting sort of like laser effect, shooting in different directions. Reaper has a railgun that is shooting like a single powerful shot, but she also has an upgrade for like a, sort of like a fan shot, which is also really interesting against these like crowds. So since I can't really get like a damage type synergy here, like Spark is a shock damage type, I have an acid damage type. I think for the moment, just to show you something interesting, and one of the maybe like later stage Mercs that you will not see as early, I think I will pick Zepstar just for the moment. And I hope I can make him work. He's basically shooting this like triple laser at the moment. able to also deal some burn damage later on with higher upgrades, and generally has like a nice damage output, especially with very high penetration and piercing. So this will help me against some armored enemies as well. But of course, it's like a merc I cannot really control that well, so I have to try to actually gather the crowd around me, so he will always be able to hit multiple enemies at once. Now I can also upgrade his tech damage, for example, which will affect him. Acid damage, of course, affects my my own weapon. Luck could be interesting because it gives me also some like crit chance bonuses, and I gain a little bit more blood diamonds and general loot. But in that case, I think I will go with the tech damage for Vesta, just to have him scale a little bit. I think with the lingering effect of my chem launcher, I think the damage is actually good enough to, especially now in this like early stage, to kill a couple enemies and deny them basically some areas. These drones are the more annoying ones, but I think that is where Spark actually is really helpful to pick them off, especially with the jumping effect. But of course, he's primarily also like trying to aim in front of me to actually clear out my path, so I have to adjust my movement as well to just make sure he's also like able to hit the enemies I want. For Vesta, reducing his reload time by 1%, this is not really helpful at the moment. It can scale later. I think I would go a little bit more with my dash cooldown just to be able to dash out of like a weird situation if they get that. You can also see there's some new enemies, and especially these like death balls are really annoying. They hit you with quite a hard thing. There's also a little like a speedy guy around, but he's the one I can kind of like manage, keep at a distance and evade with the extra dashes I have. I need to really watch out for these like big death balls. Oh yeah, nice. Finally got a magnet as well. This will pull all of my XP in, and yeah, now I got a couple more level ups here, and maybe like the launcher and the beam weapon are basically the ones that could scale with this crit update. I could also upgrade my general chem launcher, but I think for the moment I will favor my my crit chance, and then see what the other one is. Kinetic damage doesn't really help me at the moment. Luck could actually be quite nice. Pickup range is something I don't really focus on at the moment. I still want to survive this initial onslaught here. And another level up goes into just basic general damage still for the moment. I can get some of the core stat upgrades a little bit later, and this one was one of the loot goblins I killed, and he dropped also an additional skill point, which was this like big thing you could just see, so that helps me upgrade my mercs after this battle. Move speeds could also be helpful a little bit, because I'm still feeling quite sluggish and slow, and I think that this actually kind of works. Let's see. Let's check out this like weapons depot over there. This is a little objective that grants you some nice like power up, and actually may be helpful to just get rid of some more of these like annoying enemies around me at the moment. Using the crate here a little bit as a shield, and nice. I got like a minefield pickup. Oh, yeah, let's spend the skill point first. Could scale effect durations, but right now I don't really need that, so I think I will just go with Spark's upgrade. Let's grab the minefield here, and then let's go with the banana nades and go a little bit crazy. This is one of the temporary weapons you can get. High damage output, some banana grenades that you can throw around and check out. Technology scales all of my like mercenaries at the moment, so I will pick that. Just so we can get rid of some more of these guys here. And let's collect some XP. And we also like hit the survive time goal, so now we can actually also get this like supply drop here in a second. do some more tech damage. Hit the box there. But now, yeah, supply drop. There's a couple more skill points. Some HP. Back on full health, which is nice. And yeah, do we go a little bit more with like Death Stars damage? Yeah, let's do that. Alright, got a little spray and pray enemy over there. This is going to be annoying. Can get some distance and also collect some of the XP. I think this attack speed upgrade could be interesting. Let's take that one. And yeah, so just try to get some of the XP over here. Well, hopefully my mercs will be able to handle these guys. But this is where my armor comes in handy, because these guys don't really have a lot of piercing on their shots. With my high armor I can mitigate most of that incoming damage from them. And now the alert is already sounding, so I will grab the jumps, which are definitely much more effective. Let's see if I can still get that guy up here with the magnet. Nice. That's what I wanted. Now let's get out there. Yeah, I think Devastation just to upgrade my launcher a little bit. I could be re-rolling, of course, but or even excluding certain things. But right now, I think I still get interesting upgrades that I can use. Go a little bit more with move speed is something I can really use, and yeah, maybe go more with the attack speed as well. And yeah, this one is something. Yeah, let's go with blood diamonds for a second here. Alright, and now we just want to head straight towards the extraction point up there. One more jump, this is actually quite nice. Oh, and we finally were lucky enough to get one of the uncommon upgrades. Would upgrade my armor effectiveness by 20%, which actually, yeah, could be helpful with the like base armor bonus I got from my trait. So this is definitely something that should help me mitigate some more of the damage that's actually incoming, especially from the shooty enemies. And now we actually have to make a run for the extraction point, because this barrage that is currently incoming is not really super dangerous in the first few like seconds, but it definitely will become much more annoying after a while. So I will also leave some of the XP around and just make sure I get out with most of my health intact. This will definitely help me for the next mini boss stage, and it's definitely better than just potentially getting another level up here. Collected some more components here as well. Some of the rare ones I also found in this run already, and I got 3 more skill points to spend, which is pretty cool. So these I will definitely put into trying to get into the specialization for Death Star. So let's see, I think I will go with the like laser prism, which is helping me get more rays. Or I could maybe I'll go down the pyrotechnics route, because this one is adding some damage over time, which could also be helpful now for these upcoming mini bosses. So I will try to get that one. And see, the last one goes either into this like upgrading the damage over time could be interesting, but I think for Spark it's more interesting to just get some more shots out of him as well. And now let's see if we can actually beat these mini bosses. Not just one, it's actually 5 of them, rack attacks, and they will definitely be super annoying. And if I would play it seriously and not, you know, like want to show off the like new weapon, I would actually rather go with a weapon like the Riot Shield or something here, because this is definitely helping me to, you know, get out of that like crossfire and really focus on these guys. by just pushing them around and blocking the incoming shots, which would be more helpful, especially with the squad that I currently have, because I need to try to actually get them to catch somewhere, deny their armor. Of course, my like short-range spark is not really super helpful against these guys at the moment. So let's see if he can at least do a little bit more base damage, which is of course the damage that also scales with all the other additional multipliers on it. So even if it looks a bit low, this could actually be a pretty nice upgrade, since we already got a couple of percentage bonuses as well. But yeah, this is definitely not going to be nice, because my like weapon loadout and equipment loader is not really helping me, so was sort of to be expected. But yeah, for these guys you definitely want to find more like a long-range merc. Maybe even get yourself maybe a weapon like the sniper rifle or the decay beam, which allows you to definitely pick them out more individually. And yeah, potentially also try it with some different mercs. I think what could be interesting is definitely more like a combo with Reaper, potentially guy like Operator, or even Noob Tube with some long range explosive damage. But yeah, this is basically just a little rundown. So you got like a first impression of the new map, some of the new mini bosses. There will be 2 others as well. There will be the Gasarax as well, which is a similar squad, but working with a new sort of weapon type that you will also encounter in later stages of that map. And of course, the final boss, Kraken, of the Megacorp data center. For now, we killed in action. Unfortunate, we lost a lot of our loot. I definitely would have extracted earlier from the operations map if I didn't want to show off what we do here, or maybe took a different route and not really face these guys with the current squad build. But yeah, I will briefly show you also my bunker setup at the moment, so you can kind of get an idea. Don't really have all the upgrades, so normally I think I would have the Magnetron, the gym, like some of these rooms more up to like level 5 to 7 already, and of course also some of these down here. So with the armor workshop giving me even more armor, being able to just mitigate more of the damage. Of course also getting more level ups with my academy upgrades. And yeah, things like the shooting range, which just generally increase my critical hit chance and just make some of the critical proc effects much more interesting. And of course, one of the things I wanted to mention as well here with the last major update and also this version 1.0 update, you will also be able to get some specific like dedicated synergy upgrades as well into your level up rotation during every battle by combining certain mercs together. This is something you will have to find out, and you will get them with a high likeliness once you have both of these mercs in your squad. So there's more or less a combination for every merc with at least 3 to 4 other mercs. So just play around with that also to see how you can maybe get some interesting, very special upgrades as well. And as I mentioned before, when you look at the depot, which has all of the gear items that you could potentially get, these of course also help you really upgrade your squad to totally OP level, and these are the things you will get as rewards from the onslaught stages. So this may also be something if you like focus on a certain damage type, for example. Maybe this nuclear power cell could be really interesting for a combo like Spark and Death Star that we have just played, because they scale both damage types in certain ways. Or even get something like the Force Field or the Stim Pack, giving you an HP regeneration effect or a supply drone, for example, which could just frequently drop some of these power-ups that we saw that we could get from the weapon crate objective. So these things really add some interesting effects and abilities to your squad builds. And last but not least, of course, also the weapons. And you can see now that I'm cloning, I get one of the regular clones again, and my mad scientist mod and skin pack guy is actually part of the like random rotation now. But yeah, you can see for that like final map, what could be interesting may also be things like the flamethrower singularity, which is just yeah, pulling enemies close. So this could be really helpful for the mini boss fight and also to control some of the drone enemies. Or like I said, something like the melter beam, which can just deal some nice damage and also add some armor decay. The airstrike, always a good like AoE effect and has some good range. But also the riot shield could be really interesting here, just to block more of the projectiles and basically knock enemies away. And if you like play the game, you will unlock these sort of weapons over time. So this is something that you can always check in the armory and also check your like mission progress towards them. Similar to the briefing room, where it's also just a way to always look at the like current missions and objectives and how to unlock certain things. Again, I have unlocked these items through cheat codes here in this development build, but normally you would get most of these, for example, gear items, just by playing the game and playing with like different mercs and different squad setups. And yeah, this is basically it for my V1 rundown and showing you a little bit of the like overall gameplay for the players who haven't seen Survivor Mercs before. Little like excursion into the Gmail lab. Like I said, I already unlocked everything there, but these are basically all the traits that you can get for your commanders, and these are like adding interesting abilities or just adjusting like different stats, so they will heavily influence as well how your squad build will work out. And if I would actually build a new room, especially the one I think I haven't built, yes, Gene Synthesizer and the Zombie Ray, these are the two like late game bunker rooms that you actually want to get. This one will actually allow me to pick and choose the traits for my commanders, so I'm not at the mercy of the RNG gods, but actually can pick my own traits for my commanders and configure them however I like. And the Zombie Ray is just this like late game room upgrade that will actually grant you like a free revive during battle, and this would have been really helpful, of course. Even if it's just like a 15% HP revive for the moment. The further I upgrade it, the more HP I get back, which gives me basically a second chance, which is really helpful for elite and late stage operations. But yeah, this is, like I said, the quick rundown of everything that Survivor Mercs version 1.0 has to offer. Again, check out Steam Workshop and the mods. To make your own custom skins. We would be really interested to see what you come up with and what you're building. If you are sharing your waifu squad, for example, or just build a little superhero squad, or just come up with like totally new ideas for how to reimagine like our mercenaries that we have in our roster. And yes, that being said, enjoy Survivor Mercs 1.0, celebrate the launch with us, share the news, tell other people about the game, and also tell them that it's coming to Xbox and PlayStation as well, which I think is really awesome. For the co-op mode, I unfortunately right now don't really have someone else here sitting next to me, but this is a couch co-op mode that you can also play with Steam Remote Play together, so also check that out if you like. And have your friends just take control of your mercs while you're still in control of the commander, and just have some fun smashing robots together. So, that being said, have fun, lock, load, and loot commanders, over and out.